Welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be sharing with you the January new releases that I am excited for. I always go through the new releases page on Goodreads and see which authors that I have read from previously are bringing out new books this month. And then I write them down and hopefully check them out at some point during the year. I might not get to these all in January. In fact, I might not get to any of them in January, but I hope to get to some of them at some point this year. Some of them I have been able to reserve from the library, so I will be definitely getting to some of these, and if I have access to the book already, I'll let you know. Those ones will obviously get read sooner than the other ones. And I do have them all listed on my phone, so I will be looking down at my phone briefly to remind myself of the title. I don't know too much about these books, so I won't be going into any synopsis for the books, but if you are interested, you can of course check them out. I will leave a link to each title in the description so you can read a bit more. I personally prefer to go in knowing as little as possible. That's how I like to read. So that's why I won't be going too much into synopsis, but obviously once I do read them, I will give you a bit more information about them. So let's start off with the first book on the list, and I will put the covers up at the side so you can see what they look like. So the first one is The Crash by Freida McFadden. Freida McFadden is an author that I discovered in 2024. I know she's very popular on BookTok. And I really enjoy her books. They are mystery thriller books, and some of them, I will say, they're not the most like groundbreaking, shocking thing. Like if you've read a lot of mystery thrillers, they might not be that surprising to you. However, I don't know what it is about her writing, but she does something with her books that really sucks you into the story and makes you want to keep reading. A lot of her books I have read like in one sitting because I've just been wanting to read and read and read to find out what happens. As I say, sometimes some of the reveals are not as surprising because I've read quite a lot of mystery thrillers in the past, so some of them don't surprise me as much as I maybe would like, but I always have a really good time reading them, and I'm excited to read this one. I think this one's going to be available on KU, Kindle Unlimited, so I might get it from there because the library doesn't currently have this one in their catalogue. Next we have Beg, Borrow or Steal by Sarah Adams. This is going to be a contemporary adult romance, and I've read previous books from Sarah Adams. This is part of her, I think it's called When in Rome series. And I'm excited for this one. I've read previous ones in the series and enjoyed them, and I don't envisage this one being any different. I do actually have a copy from NetGalley that I will be reading on my Kindle. I do really need to get a move on and get that read, but I'm excited for this one, and as I say, should get this one read this month. Then I have Out of the Woods by Hannah Bonham Young. So I read Out on a Limb, I think it was called, in 2024, and that was a 5-star read for me. I really enjoyed that one. I haven't read her other books that she has out, but this is obviously her latest one in 2025. I have already pre-ordered a copy of this one, so I should be getting that when it is released. I think it's released towards the end of the month, so it will probably be one that I read in February, but I am really excited for it. Again, this will be an adult contemporary romance. Then we have Witchcraft for Wayward Girls by Grady Hendrix. So this is a little bit different to a lot of the other books on here. I don't read a lot of horror books, but I have read a few of Grady Hendrix's books and I do enjoy them. So this is his new release for 2025. I don't know too much about it, but this one I have got on hold at the library, so when that comes in I will be reading it. Then I have The Stolen Queen by Fiona Davis. So Fiona Davis writes historical fiction, which is a genre that I do really enjoy. I really like ones that are not just set in World War II, because a lot of them are, but I like to branch out and read from other time periods. I'm not 100% sure what time period this one is from, but I am excited for it. The library doesn't have a copy of this, so I might end up having to purchase this one. But I am looking forward to it. Next we have The Starlight Heir by Emily Howard. So I've read previous books from Emily Howard and she predominantly writes historical romance, but this one I think is going to be fantasy romance. I think I mentioned in one of my previous videos that historical romance is not getting the love and attention that it deserves in the publishing world, and some authors are being asked to write different subgenres rather than historical romance, and I don't know if that is the case with Emily Howard, but obviously she is writing fantasy, which I'm intrigued by. Again, my library doesn't have a copy of this, so I don't know when I will get to it, but I am excited for it and it is on my radar. Then I have Once Smitten, Twice Shy by Chloe Leese. I really love Chloe Leese's books. I've read the majority of the Bergman Brothers series, and I've read the previous 2 books in this series, which I can't remember the name of, but I absolutely love her writing. She writes adult contemporary romance, and I can't wait to get my hands on that one. I'm hoping I'll be able to pick that one up in the works when it's released, and yeah, can't wait to get my hands on that. Then I have Happy After All by Maisie Yates. Maisie Yates writes, again, majority contemporary romance, a lot of cowboy romances. I don't know if this one is a cowboy romance, but it was available via Amazon First Reads, which I think it was on December's Amazon First Read. So for those who don't know, if you have Prime, Amazon do a thing each month where you can download one book for free that is like a new release for the upcoming month, hence the title Amazon First Read. You're like one of the first people to read it, and that was my pick for that for December. I don't always pick up books in Amazon First Reads. It's more if they are ones that sound interesting to me, if they're authors that I've read from before, I might pick them up. Otherwise, sometimes I won't always pick them up. But I'm excited to check that one out. Then we have The Conjurer's Wife by Sarah Penner. This I think is a novella and it is historical fiction. Sarah Penner wrote The Lost Apothecary, I think is what it was called, and I really enjoyed that one. So I'm excited to check out a novella from her. I think this is going to be available on Kindle Unlimited, so I will be checking that out at some point. Next we have If the Ring Fits by Camilla Isley. This one is a contemporary romance. I read the first book in this series in December, which was called I think it was called This Is Not a Christmas Love Story or something like that. And I really enjoyed that one. And this one is the second book and is going to follow some of the characters that were introduced in that first book. So I can't wait for that. Next we have The Moon and His Tides by Gianna Darling. I have read a few of Gianna Darling's books in the past and I'm excited to see what this one entails. As I say, I don't know anything about it, but it's on my radar to check out, and I think this one's going to be available on Kindle Unlimited, so I'm excited for that. Then we have Full Moon Frenzy by C.M. Nescosta. C.M. Nescosta writes monster romances, which is a genre that I do read from, but it's not probably my favourite genre, but I do enjoy C.M. Nescosta's books. She wrote the Morning Glory Milking Farm, I think is what it was called, that went viral a couple of years ago, and I really enjoyed that one, and I'm excited to check this one out. I think it's probably going to be a werewolf romance, but I'm not 100% sure. Then we have Steal My Heart by Laura Pavlov. I adore Laura Pavlov's books. She writes contemporary small town romances, and that is one of my favourite subgenres of romance, small towns. That's kind of where I started with romance. I read a lot of small town, like Virgin River and the Eternity Spring series, which I absolutely love and more people need to read. That's the Eternity Spring series by Emily March. 100% recommend that. And Laura Pavlov's books are all on Kindle Unlimited, so I will definitely be picking this one up and I'm really excited for it. And her books have been picked up by UK publishers as well. So some of her books have been in the library as well, which is really good to see. Then we have Remember When by Mary Balogh. This is historical romance. Mary Balogh is an author that I have read quite a lot of her books, but she has quite an extensive backlist. So although I've read quite a few, there's still so many that I have not got to. And this is part of her current series that she's releasing. I've read the previous ones and I'm excited for this one. I love Mary Balogh's writing and I hope that I enjoy this one. Then we have Spiral by Bal Cabra, I think is how you say the name. And this is a sports romance. I think the female main character is a ballet dancer, and I'm not sure if the hero is plays sport, but the female looks like to be a ballet dancer. She released a book called Collide in 2024, which I really enjoyed, which was another sports romance. Sports romance is huge and really popular at the moment, so I'm excited to check that one out. That one is going to be available from my library and I've already got a hold on it, so I'm excited for that one to come in. And then lastly for January I have Better Than Friends by Jill Shalvis. So Jill Shalvis is an author that I have read quite a lot of her books from. She's again another author that has quite a big backlist. When I was first getting into the romance genre, I read quite a lot of her books. She writes small town romances that are kind of, I would say, low steam to no steam, and they were such like an introduction to the genre that I do still keep picking up her books. Her past couple haven't been quite my favourites, but I do still keep picking them up because I do enjoy her writing and I'm hoping that I will like this one. So that is all of the ones that are currently on my radar. There are potentially other books out there that I am not aware of, but may still check out. Like one of them, for example, is, I think it's called Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, which is the third book in the Fourth Wing series, if that's the name of the series. I am aware that that book is coming out, but I haven't put it on my list because I've not read the second one. I did read Fourth Wing and I did like it, but I didn't love it. I'm not like obsessed with it like a lot of people are. But as I am reading more fantasy romance at the moment, it might be a series that I dip back into, but I would need to reread Fourth Wing before reading Iron Flame. So it's not one that I'm like super excited for, but it is one that I'm aware of. As I say, there might be other books that get released. I plan to do this on a monthly basis because there are so many books that will be coming out each month that I feel like it would be a really long video if I put them all into one. And obviously sometimes dates change and new books get announced during the year, so I plan to do them monthly. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If there are any books that you think I should be checking out in January that I haven't mentioned, then please do let me know. And I hope you enjoyed this video and I will see you in my next one.